Guys, welcome to Chaos. I don't really know why I'm making this video right now. I need to leave in like 15 minutes to go to my friend Shane's studio to record drums for this song. And somehow before that, I'm trying to reamp the guitars. Do you know what reamping is? It's a fun thing that I thought I would tell you about. Basically, you record a DI guitar signal, and then later on you can send it back out into an amp and hit play, and while the DI guitar signal that was previously recorded is going through the amplifier, you record that signal with microphones and replace the guitar sound that was here. Right now I've got several DI guitar signals that went through my pedal board. You can do it the opposite way. Just the DI guitar signal with no effects, and then send that out through a pedal board into an amp, just so you know, if you didn't already. And I've been using the Brainworks BX Bass Dude amp, which is, I've always enjoyed it. I got this, I don't know, maybe for like $5. I am not a big amp sim virtual amp guy, so this serves me very well, and I have not looked into getting anything more expensive because I'm an amp guy. There's no shaming that I'm trying to throw at anybody else, but the way I mix, it is a lot easier for me to fit guitars in a production if they were done with a real amp. Done well with a real amp. Obviously there could be some issues there, but I have a Morgan PR12 and an orange Tiny Terror combo. There are some stereo guitars in this production, and whenever I have stereo guitars, I like to have amps with different tones on each side. You kind of get more separation and a wider sound. So you've got a Fender style amp and an orange amp. You've got one that's very smooth, and you've got one with a lot of British mid-range, and they sound really cool together. Here's another thing. Do you know about the Fredman Mic Technique? You should look it up. Traditionally, it's done with 257s, one straight on center of the cone, and then another one slightly in front of it at a 55-degree angle. I've done it before. It's great, especially for heavy guitars. But I made this today. Can you see that? Come on, focus. Focus! There we go. I made this little 55-degree thing so that I could just put it beside the mics here, over there. Put it beside the mics over there and just make sure that I'm in the right area. And I wrote, do not throw away on the other side so that people in the building will not think it's trash. I am not using 257s. On each amp, I'm using a Royer R101 and a 57. I love having the ribbon and 57 combo. You know, it's my flavor, you know, and I don't change, man. The cool thing about the Fredman technique is that, in my experience, the angled 57 and where it's positioned allows you to use the faders as basically a tone control to kind of cancel out any harsh fizzy noise. And that is extremely helpful in getting a guitar to sit in a mix just right. I'm gonna play you some of the current amp simulator signal so that you can compare that to the amp signal later on. There's a fly on the tripod. These bugs, man, stop. All right, check this out. This is a sad boy alternative rock version of Christmas Time Is Here. Got one rhythm there, another rhythm here, and there's that lead, stereo. And then we switch over there. And then, oh, we do have these clean guys over here. Where are you? Clean fellas? They also happen at the beginning. It's beautiful, isn't it? I can't wait to get drums in this thing. So, one very important step for reamping is to take your amp sim off your guitar channel before you try to send it out to an amp, because it sounds like trash. I bet somebody has made it sound really cool before, but I am not trying to be experimental here. I'm trying to do things right, man. So I'm gonna come in here, I'm gonna get rid of all the plugins that are on the, how you say, guitar tracks. Somebody's really offended somewhere. I'm not making fun of anybody. I'm just a goofball. Chill out. Cancel me, baby. All right, so now I'm gonna take electric guitar channel 1 and I'm gonna send it out to, let's see, patch output number 6. Theoretically, this should be going through the patch bay to my reamp box down there and should hopefully come out of that Morgan over there when I go turn the amp on. Let's see. Let's have a look, shall we? All right. I'm gonna turn it down to start with. Can you see me? Can you see me over there? Well, that's cool. Currently, I've got nothing. So what did I do wrong? That's a fun question. What did I do wrong? The XLR that plugs into the reamp box was disconnected. You know, it's one of those age-old questions. Is it plugged in? Is the power on? So I'm gonna hit play and go over to that amp. Seriously? Oh, it's on standby. I dare say it's working. Now let me set the gain on that puppy. Okay, I'm gonna do a little tone test. I like that. I dig. You see how you kind of mess with the faders and you can get different tones? I think that's really, really neat. Let me check the other guitar. Gonna go move the cable from the Morgan into the orange. Stand by. Move it over to the orange. Y'all like oranges? Oh, check this out. I just put a bag of oranges on an orange amp. I did not plan this. This is just, that brings me plenty of joy, right? Okay, here we go. Sending to the orange. I can choose 7 watt or 15. I'm gonna go 7. Let's get wild. Let's see what that sounds like. It took me forever to get that gain set. I'm a little frazzled. I'm, you know, trying to do a lot of stuff here in a very short amount of time. And this is the last day before Thanksgiving break. Whoa! That sounds nuts. Okay, so I was behind the amp when I was messing with the tone control. That is a pretty bold, possibly foolish move there. I'm gonna turn the tone knob darker. My spidey senses tell me that probably is gonna sound better. Y'all ever wanted to be a spider? I like. All right, I'm going to Shane's place to get drums done for this. I'm hoping I'll be back in a little bit. 2 seconds for you, but for me it'll be a couple hours. Producer Jay signing off momentarily. I'm back. Shane Nelson, ASAF Records. I'm gonna put a link, go check him out. The reamping is done. I'm gonna go through and compare the original virtual amp DI signal to the real amp signal, just so you can hear the difference. Here's guitar number 1. Important thing I want to note is that it really doesn't matter which one we think sounds better in solo. You have to do this in context with the rest of the mix. I'm just demonstrating the sonic differences. And also let me show you the differences you can achieve by just moving the faders back and forth on this first guitar. For now, I think I'm gonna land somewhere around there. Second guitar. That's what the kids call gnarly. Oh yeah, clean. And the other one. And then the leads. That one was a little misleading because the amp simulator channels were a little bit quieter. And we always think louder is better, right? I actually liked, in solo, the virtual amp channels more than the mic'd, and it seemed to be more pronounced and clear in the upper mid-range. And what I actually did was push the 57 channels up to achieve more of that balance. What I'm finding is that naturally, if you push the ribbon side up, the Royer side up, it's gonna be a little bit warmer. If you push the 57 side up, you're gonna get a little bit more detail, and depending on the guitar tone, harshness. But sometimes a song like this, harshness is probably what you need to have it cut through the mix. Oh, really important thing. Whenever you're doing stereo amp stuff, you have got to be careful about the phase relationship between amplifiers. I know just from doing this a lot that whenever I'm doing these two amps together in stereo, I have to flip the phase on one or the other. In this case, I did the orange. That's what this trim plugin is for on the orange channels. It's just for this button right here. Let me let you hear what that sounds like when I turn it on and off. If you're listening on speakers, for a second it seems really cool because the signal seems to get very, very wide. But what's actually happening is the meat of the guitar tone is being canceled out. And to prove that, I'm going to put an imager plugin on, switch it to mono straight down the center, and when I turn off the trim plugin, listen to how the volume of the guitar drops. So this is just to make the width all the way down, straight down the middle. The thickness of the guitar is just gone. Anyway, I'm happy. Thanks for hanging out in my messy studio with me. I hope you'll listen to this song. It's going to be out sometime in December 2023. My cover of Christmas Time is here, released under the name Staircase Sleeper and Zane Vickery. Stay cool, guys. You remember that? You remember I told you to stay cool and you do it. You understand me?